This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to part one of our special kind of New Year Bonanza episode where we go over our top 10 best movies of the year in part one, and part two, we're the worst movies of the year. So, of course, I'm Mac, the co-host, joined here by my other co-host, Kristen from Miss Flamingo. How you doing today, Kristen?
I'm great. Happy New Year, Mac. This is our first episode of the new year.
And it's also episode 40, too. It's our 40th podcast. I just realized
Woo!
that.
Start the party!
And of course, when we have a party, we got to bring back our boy, the DVD, Blu-ray, 4K master himself, Rob, a.k.a. Big Mac 007. How you doing today, Rob?
Thank you for the kind word. Oh, great. Happy New Year,
back,
everybody.
People. The boy's back.
How you been, Rob? We haven't seen you in since
I'm
good. Thanksgiving.
I know. I've been good. Thanks. You guys?
We've been good. How have you been holding up? I mean, the pandemic has been a little, sketchy by your end, right? It's not been great, right?
Oh, right. So I'm just hunkering down and enjoying what I get online and our streaming services here, and kind of just hunkering down.
That's great. That's what we all have to do. And unfortunately, we're in that time still where theaters are still closed down across the country. Yeah. Not all of them. Some of us still have access. Some of us are lucky. Others may not be. But, we're doing the best we can. And we're going to talk about today our best films of the year. Am I right, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. And Christian, you want to explain how we're going to do this?
Yeah. So today, guys, we're going to count down from 10 and go all the way to 1. We're each going to give our first 3, starting from 10, going down to 8, then followed by 7 to 5, 4 to 2, and then last but not least, our number 1 favorite or best film of the year. So we're going to kick it off with Rob. Rob, what's your number 10 spot?
Okay, we're going to go number 10, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm Sonic. I'm here to protect my friends. Pew, 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 pew. Super Sonic. The government wants to dissect you and arrest me. We gotta lay low. Let me show you how it's done. Time to go. I'm coming for you.
That was an illegal left, by the way.
Here comes the boom. How are you not dead? I have no idea.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
What? I'm okay.
This film is not yet rated.
Why did you pick that one?
It just, you get a little nostalgic to the video game, and it's really surprisingly a real enjoyable movie adaptation to a video game I've seen in a while. It was just a fun movie. You just watch, relax, and that's why I put it on the top, at least top 10 there.
Wow, you put it that's way higher than it is on my list, or lower than it's on my list.
Yeah, and I think what makes that movie great is because of whatchamacallit. What's his name? Ben Schwartz's. He's the voice of Sonic. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Jim Carrey.
Oh, definitely. That's like his comeback role, right?
Yeah.
So to speak, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Can we just release the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie with the first trailer design, please? I'm trying to get that cut started movement. There has to be a finished movie with that first design for the trailer.
Can you start an Instagram page for that, Mac?
I think I might. Because let's face it, that first trailer, we thought, man, this is going to be another terrible live-action video game movie. But then, hey, it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I think, one of the better video game adaptations we've had in the last year. Because did you see the Monster Hunters got panned everywhere? I didn't. I really want to drag my boyfriend to see it because he loves Monster Hunter, and I'm just want to see him just cringe in his seat. He goes, "No, I don't want to waste my time." But I'm like, "Yeah, but we got to see it because it looks bad."
You have a
Paul
lot
W.S.
of
Anderson.
you have a lot of bankable stars in that movie too. It's really a shame.
It's just
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson. He keeps like, I'm gonna make this video game movie. I'm gonna do this and that. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it! You ruined Resident Evil, and then you're ruining. I don't even play Monster Hunter, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, this doesn't even seem like what I'm the source material. Thank God. You know, he was supposed to do Castlevania a few years ago.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
gonna
wow.
do Castlevania. I think this when the fifth Resident Evil movie came out, and he was
Oh,
like playing the
gosh.
game. But I think he said no. But he's like, they're like, hey, how do we make a high budget but still crappy looking video game movie? Call Paul W.S. Anderson.
That sounds about
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
seems like he's like the Michael Bay of
Video game
video
movies?
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything he touches is
Or
Yeah.
should we say like a bad film in general, because his movies haven't been that great to begin with.
He's made some okay movies. I like the first Death Race.
I haven't
yeah,
even
that was-
seen that.
Yeah, oh, Jason Statham. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It's just they keep on coming out with the straight to DVD sequels.
Like Danny Trejo's and what.
I think DMX
Well,
is
no.
in the last one.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh,
Bruce
God,
Willis is
yeah.
the star of those now, those direct to DVDs, and like John Travolta and everybody. So those
Oh,
those guys.
That's where
Oh,
the
yeah.
money is. Straight
Oh
to
yeah,
DVD.
Alex from Level of Geeks gave Bruce Willis a nickname, DVD Willis.
Oh.
Oh no, that's not a great name. But it suits it given his career at the moment. I mean,
He doesn't
what
care.
was like the last film he had like a major release in? Does anybody
Death
remember?
Wish?
Probably,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Probably Glass.
Oh yeah, that
Or
was
Glass.
last year. Or 2 years ago. Man, I
2 years
forgot.
ago, I think. Glass and
Glass
Death
was
Wish.
Glass was about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
Death Wish, and the remake of Death Wish. Yeah,
Jesus. Or Bruce Willis.
I kind of
Oh.
like Death Wish. I like Death Wish though, with him in it.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it was a little gory. It has a little Eli Roth touch to it, so
Oh, definitely.
He directed it,
he directed.
Yeah.
it, Yeah.
so it makes
So,
sense
Rob,
why.
what's your number 9?
Number 9, we're gonna go with The Invisible Man.
Please listen to me. Please listen. I see you.
You're saying the person trying to kill you is in the room right now, but we can't see him?
Someone's sitting in that chair.
He has figured out a way to be invisible.
That's ridiculous.
You don't know him. He said that wherever I went, he would find me, and I wouldn't be able to see him. Show yourself! Come on!
Okay.
Wow.
Why did you pick that film?
A lot of these films, like these movies, I didn't expect where they were going to go with this. I thought it was going to, your regular scientist drinks a potion like the old black and white. This one's a little bit different take on the whole genre, and Elizabeth Moss really killed it in this movie, and it was like kind of like tension and suspense all the way through, and really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
I thought that, like, I don't know, I like when Lee Winnell, he kind of updated it to the modern times, because let's face it, I think if they stuck to the original, like, hey, he drank a potion, became invisible, and I don't think this movie would have done that well. But even still, like, the reveal of the suit was kind of dumb, because, like, it just looks like a bunch of, he looks like the freaking, the tentacle, the, like, eye monster from Suicide Squad, the Enchantresses.
I kinda like that.
That's a comparison.
It is, because I'm like, wow, like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then, like, when it got revealed, I'm like, oh, I turned to my dad, I was like, really? Is this it? This is dumb. He looks like a fool.
Yeah, and I like the other scenes, like at the restaurant, how Griswold gets framed for killing her sister, and scenes like that was pretty, little horror element in there too.
Oh,
so I like
definitely.
that.
I love from watching it. I love the direction it took for something
definitely.
totally out of the ordinary. It does not tell like the original story of it. I think I like how like Universal's gonna go down that Universal horror Monster Hunter route. Not Monster Hunter, but the Monster
Monsterverse.
Universe.
Well, yeah.
Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Monsterverse world, and making it seem in different ways and new ways of life, because the Invisible Man is, I like the original Invisible Man, and I like what they did here, and they turned it and they flipped its head, which I really enjoyed.
I think a strong part of this movie that I like the most is that the sense of tension and stress that you're feeling through Elizabeth Moss, because like something's there, and the camera does.
Right.
That's what I love about the cinematography. Is like the camera will pan to spots where like could he be there? Could he be there? Like I don't know. And it's just like stuff like that that makes it like Comparing this to like the original 30s movie, it's just like wow, technology has advanced so hard to like be able to pull stuff off like this.
Mm-hmm.
And coming from Blumhouse, it wasn't a big budget flick, and they did really well on it. I heard it cost like $5 million to make or something like that.
That makes sense for Jacob Blum.
Wow.
He was just like, here's a few little dollars. That way, even if we screw it up, we can still make our money back as people see it. Yeah, its budget was $7 million and made $143.2 million.
Yeah. Wow. You can make all that in opening weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's before COVID though. So
yeah, well.
Yeah.
But what's your number 8?
Number 8, we're gonna go to Mulan.
Oh wow!
Oh no! How much did Disney pay you?
People in the chats here.
Well,
how much did Disney pay you?
But that's okay. Why did you pick that one?
I can't disclose it. No, they gave me a free lifetime subscription to Disney Plus. No, just kidding.
A good wife must be elegant, graceful, invisible.
I know my place. I'm Hua Mulan. I will bring honor to us all.
Disney's Mulan, rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
I win. I was really. I saw the trailer and really couldn't wait till it. Really waiting for it to come out, and unfortunately COVID hit, and many other movies were, on the back burner. Finally came out to Disney Plus, and no pun. I'm not being endorsed by Disney. I paid the $30, and I got the 4K too.
Oh wow!
And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Zima playing the father, and the look of the movie, I just enjoyed it, and especially the cinematography really popped in the movie as well. And
did you like the stunts in the movie?
Yeah, I did. A little too much of the turning of the camera, some scenes, but
I get you. I still haven't seen it.
Oh, you saw? Oh, okay. I was gonna tell you about the little Easter egg at the end. I don't know if you heard about it already, but
no.
Mushu.
Oh my gosh, is there a Mushu reference? I would freak.
No, there's another reference. Referring to the animated cartoon.
Oh,
okay.
A better movie.
Matt, you haven't seen it, huh?
No, I do not. I hate all these Disney live action remakes. I'm just like, I'm sick of it. The only one that I like is the Christopher Robin one, and it wasn't even a remake. It was kind of like a different version of it. It was like
a different adaptation of it, like
but these live action remakes are just like, let's just take everything that made the animated movie good and let's just remove it for the modern day culture.
Yeah, maybe and I kind of don't kill me, but I like Lion King.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to say it.
You're allowed to like it. It's okay. I just stayed away from it.
I think me and Dave are probably a minority of Flickstock. I think me and him we were like the only ones liked it.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I saw the photo on Instagram the other day, and it was Dwayne Johnson, and he was watching the Jon Favreau Lion King with his kids. So I was like, well, somebody likes it.
If Disney listening, I could DM my address. You can get those checks in, the royalty checks. I also got the 4K Steelbook.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah.
On another live stream or something. But yeah, that's all right, Rob. But do you know what? You like them, you enjoyed them. That's what matters. So
I'm looking for you now.
Come on, Rob's our friend. It's okay.
Yeah,
he is. I still look at him sideways for liking these live action remakes. You're perpetuating the stereotypes, man. Come on, you gotta fight the power.
I thought the cartoon had worse stereotypes than the live action. I thought.
What?
Really? Oh
I,
my god.
I don't know. But you know what? You know, it's all good because I also when the live action Mulan came out on 4K Blu-ray, on Steelbook, the animated version also was released the same day, so I got both. So
Oh, that's
good.
cool.
Here's one.
I would have just
got
picked up
both.
the animated one. I would have just picked up that one and called it a day. I would just want to be like, oh, that one's there? Okay.
Oh man! Before we get into another tirade of Disney live action remakes,
Yeah.
Christian, please tell your 10 to rate.
Okay, guys, before I get into my 10, I have a few honorable mentions, so I'm going to just sound a couple of them off.
Okay.
And by the way, probably this recording might get either released by the time I have to post my top 10, whatever my release is, but I'm going to have a top 20, so if you'd like to go see that, you can see that on here.
Oh,
but other
great.
than that, these are my honorable mentions. So we have The Assistant, directed by Kitty Green. We have Dev Five Bloods, directed by Spike Lee. We have Mank, directed by David Fincher. I'm Thinking of Ending Things, directed by Charlie Kaufman. Bill and Ted Face the Music, directed by Dean Parisol. I said that name totally wrong. Black Bear, directed by Lawrence Michael Levine. Kindred, directed by Joseph Chanto. I think that's how you say his name, right? Let's see. Spree, directed by Eugene Coltrane. I can't even say that name, but that movie is also available on Hulu now, so go check that out. Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, George C. Wolfe. And The Sound of Metal, directed by Darius Martyr. Soul, directed by, what's his face? Peter Docter. Yeah.
Doctor.
And then we got Wonder Woman 1984, directed by Patty Jenkins.
You put
I was
Soul
hoping
in
to make
honorable.
that. Yeah, I have a lot of honorable mentions here. And then last but not least, The Lodge, directed by Veronica France and Sabine.
What was The Lodge?
Oh, and The Gentleman, directed by Guy Ritchie. I forgot to say that one too. But otherwise, that's all my honorable mentions. I have a lot.
What was The
This was
Lodge
actually
again?
hard. I'm sorry?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
What was The Lodge? What was the? Was that
horror
the
movie?
religion?
Was it a horror movie?
Oh, I thought it was the Christian movie that came out a few years ago.
No. This is one of the religious horror movies. It's that one's also available now on Hulu. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. But other than that, yeah, I will. I enjoy some of the Hulu programs and films on there. But other than that, here's my top 10. All right, coming in at number 10, directed by Joe Apatow, The King of Staten Island.
Well, Dad's still dead.
What are you doing with your life? I want to become a real tattoo artist.
Your work is mad inconsistent. Obama ain't right.
You don't get that crazy your whole life just because Dad died, okay?
Your dad was a hero, and heroes are necessary.
Why don't we have to clean this anyway? When you're trying to show up sexy to a fire?
I like him.
The King of Staten Island, rated R. Trailer out now.
Oh,
nice.
I haven't always been gravitated towards a lot of Joe Apatow's films, especially like in the beginning of his career. I mean, I do like, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I really love Trainwreck. I think that's the only good Amy Schumer performance we'll ever get from her.
100% agree, yes.
But The King of Staten Island is his most mature film I've ever seen to date from Judd Apatow. And it's so good. And it's the story, of Pete Davidson's. It's basically, loosely based on his life growing up in Staten Island. And, he wrote the film with a former SNL writer named David Sears, along with Apatow. And there's some really great moments how the film balances a lot of the emotional tone. And there's a lot of great humor. It's a really touching story. It's a good coming of age film. Because to me, coming of age films, you could still be in your 20s, your mid 20s, and you're still trying to figure out life. And that's what Davidson does. And he's stuck in this rut. He's in this depressive state. And there's a really great supporting cast that's surrounded by him by Bill Burr, Marissa Tomei, and just Pete Davidson is really, really good in it. And I was afraid I wasn't going to like him. I took a chance on him, and he really grew on me. And this film was made for him. And I don't know if we're gonna get some other great performances because he will be in the Suicide Squad. So it makes me question how much faith to give him. But maybe I'll give him a chance again once the Suicide Squad comes out because the King of Staten Island, he's so good in it. And there's times where he like gave it his all, and I was just like, I felt my core like shook in like some scenes. I was just like, wow.
No, was it based on his life? I heard kind of semi-autobiographical.
Yeah, I meant that. Yeah, earlier.
Yeah, because his I think in the movie, if I'm not mistaken, his dad was a firefighter. He died during 9/11, and that's like Pete Davidson.
Oh, that's right.
His real dad.
Yes.
When I heard the plot, I'm like, this just seems like a Pete Davidson, like he's kind of like telling his story when he was growing up.
Right.
Yeah, so you can see that, and some of its emotional scenes, like his grandfather makes a little cameo appearance in it in a really cute scene. So you could see there's like a lot of family, friends stuff involved with it. I know Pete Davidson does have a younger sister, so there's some like sibling and stuff going on, and how he bonds with his sister, and how he relates with his mom. And I was reading some stuff online. He basically said that this movie was a love letter to his mom, or like a love story to his mom, which is really sweet. And paints his mom in a really sweet picture, and Marissa Tomei just killed it, because you can't go wrong with a Marissa Tomei performance. As much as I love her,
Yes,
my
you can.
cousin, I love her in My Cousin Vinny, and I love her in Spider-Man, but here she does another really great performance.
Don't forget about her Magnum.
Yes.
King of Staten Island debuts on HBO Max on January 9th.
Oh yes, go watch it then.
Yeah,
I highly
haven't
recommend
seen it yet.
I highly recommend it. I was a little hesitant, like I said, about seeing it, but then it was on sale one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm a splurge, and I will see it. And it was surprisingly really, really well. Maybe just a little bit over its runtime, but the whole film is well earned for it, because it's mostly like a character film too.
Okay.
Okay.
Very, very good. I was very surprised.
Hearing from you, I'm definitely gonna check that out on the night.
Yeah, go check it out. So, but otherwise, coming in at number 9 is a film I got to see actually in theaters. With some social distancing, guidelines and stuff, is the film Freaky, directed by Christopher Landon.
Oh.
That's not me. I swapped bodies with a serial killer.
Great. I know this is crazy.
I can't wait to kill you. If I don't stab him back,
I'm gonna be stuck in his body forever.
I want my body back.
come and get it.
It's a slaughterhouse.
Oh, I never got to see that film, unfortunately.
I was so excited for this film. I remember sitting in class one day and hearing that Vince Vaughn was going to be casted in this Blumhouse film where he was going to be playing a teenage girl. And I was just like, what the heck is this? Is this going to go straight to DVD or, VOD? And oh my gosh, this film was one of the most funniest films I've seen in a long time because it combines all the elements I love about horror and all that sense. And Vince Vaughn probably gives one of the best performances I have seen in his career in the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
He's so good, and he's really great as this, Blissfield's butcher. And for those who don't know, it's basically Vince Vaughn just trades places with a teenage girl. They swap bodies, and Vince Vaughn, or the teenage girl, has 24 hours to get her body back before it becomes permanent. And Christopher Landon, who does the Happy Death Day movies, a lot of delivered all the elements I love about scary films and horror into one film. And it's got some really great performances in it. Excuse me. It reminded me of other great films that were similar to freaky in itself, like 17 again, the hot chick, 13 going on 30, and most importantly, Freaky Friday. So it had like, Freaky Friday was one of my favorite films growing up as a kid. So seeing that film like almost like has a similar footing as it is to like see it like, I don't know, 18 plus years now later, and seeing that like correlate to film, it works really, really well. There's some really hysterical moments. Supporting cast is really good, and Catherine Newton, who is now going to be in the new Ant-Man film, she does a really great job. She's like the new upcoming, actress that like I'm definitely keeping my eyes on to see her in other projects. And it's got a great emotional tone to it, and there's really good production design all the way around. It's like a good guilty pleasure film and basically a love letter to the 80s. But if you want to see my full review, go check it out on my Instagram because it's there. So I really enjoy Freaky, and I hope you guys eventually see it.
I'm gonna try to get to it.
I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So then coming in for me at number 8, another kind of comedy. It's a father-daughter relationship kind of movie. A24 is On the Rocks, directed by Sofia Coppola.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, kiddo. So Dean's going away a lot, huh?
Dad.
Raise your hand if that sounds fishy.
Maybe he's just not interested in me anymore.
Impossible. He should be worshiping the ground you walk on, and if not, sloppy move. I think we should follow him.
Can you just act a little less excited about this? This is my life, and it might be falling apart.
On the Rocks, rated R.
I don't know if you guys got the chance to see this.
No.
I was lucky enough. I didn't think I was going to be able to get to see this, but somehow I was able to get a screener for it, and I was so excited. And I loved it. Sofia Coppola's last film, I don't know if you guys saw it. It was called The Beguiled. Did you like The Beguiled?
What was that one?
The Beguiled.
That one.
Did you guys see that one?
That's with Colin Farrell, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that Lifetime movie.
That Lifetime movie? Is that what you called it?
That's because it came on Lifetime, and I was like, oh yeah, it's based on like a remake of like original story. I'm like, oh, for real? I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Actually, the 70s version was with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a remake. I haven't seen Sophia's version of it, but
yeah,
my mom said it was terrible.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was a disappointment, and I thought, how is she going to come back from The Beguiled? And she did, with this really sweet film starring Rashida Jones and Bill Murray.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, is this film great? It's, like I said, it's so sweet. And basically, anytime when Sofia Coppola and Bill Murray team up, it's like, to me, it's like I called it in my review a cinematic treat.
Aw.
Because there's no doubt like Lost in Translation is like one of her best films ever. And then they teamed up again for a very Murray Christmas. That's a little cute Netflix, Christmas special. But here it delivers on all the elements, like telling this father-daughter relationship as Rashida Jones is questioning if her husband is cheating on her or having a relationship with someone that he's working with in his office. And they go out. It's a father-daughter adventure, seeing, okay, is her husband really, or is my husband cheating? It's really great scenes, and Murray and Rashida Jones blend really, really well, and there's really great direction, and it has all the elements of why I love Sofia Coppola, between the cinematography, the soft tones, the music choices, and the production design of New York City, of filling that element and incorporating that into the city. And I sent some Golden Globe nominations, especially from Rashida Jones and Bill Murray. I don't think they'll win it, but I do think they're going to get some kind of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marlon Wayans is in it too, taking on serious role, and he's good at it too. Like, I like it when Marlon Wayans takes on these serious roles like this, like how he was in like Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
You don't see Marlon or Damon with too many serious roles.
The scary movie checks are starting to run out, so I need to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does really good in it, and the scenes that he's with Rashida Jones are really good too. You can see that where they play off each other along with Bill Murray and everything. So it just made that film just made me smile, just made me feel good, and it just showed me why, like, you know, like my dad's around in my life, and you know, it's a sweet father and daughter film. I really liked it. It's very simple. It's a very dialogue based film. Like I said again, if you want to check out a full review, go to my Instagram. But that's my number 8.
Making me mushy.
And I got Apple TV Plus as well. I gotta check that out. I just watched Greyhound on it. That's another honorable mention for me, but I gotta catch that now since you raved about it.
Oh, it's really cute. Really good.
I got Apple TV Plus free because I purchased the iPhone 12.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they give it a free year.
Yeah, note to people who have Apple. If you have an Apple product, you get a free year of Apple TV, so get on that if you have bought something in the last year.
Watch it.
And they got a lot of 4K content, too. A lot of 4K content on there.
All right, Mac.
The serious role. That reminds me of Chris Tucker, and you never really thought would be a serious role.
So, Mac, you ready?
Okay, so for my number 10 through 8, at number 10, I got a choice that's probably going to shock a lot of you, probably going to get some controversial. Number 10, I got Wonder Woman 1984.
Diana, one day this world will be ready for all that you will do. This world is a beautiful place.
But it deserves you. You can save it.
All right.
Kristen is happy. That's like her movie.
Top 10 as well. So you're not wrong with we're in the same page, Mac. I almost made my top 10.
So funny story before I get into why it's number 10. I got a message from when I posted my top 10 on Instagram. Someone called me a simp for liking this movie.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Simp!
Oh no!
Oh.
And if you don't know what a simp, if you don't know what a simp is, it's pretty much definition of somebody who will do anything or devalue men to get with a woman. That is the Urban Dictionary term. So he called me a simp for putting Wonder Woman 1984 in the 10. Which I went on to explain, saying that the movie isn't bad. It's just the reason why people don't like it is because early reviews of it were just like, you know, it wasn't, they were hyping this up to be like, you know, the transcendent sequel, you know, and if you like, because we got to admit, Wonder Woman 2017 was pretty good. Like, it was very surprising.
Yeah.
And then the sequel comes. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll mention my thing after.
Then the sequel comes out, and you know it's following a movie that was surprisingly good. So then you know, hey, it's gonna have this higher expectation to be better. Patty Jenkins didn't do a good job for herself trying to hype it up. Like, yeah, this is gonna take down Marvel. Ha ha! Screw you, MCU fanboys. And it comes out, and it's a lot of problems with it. Bad CGI. Story didn't make any. It was too cliche. Runtime was 2 hours and 30 minutes, which was too much. And it was just kind of underwhelming sequel. But as a movie its own, it's fun because it reminds me of the Richard Donner Superman films because it's like all comical and cheesy, but it's just like, I don't know. It barely cracked the top 10. It was going to be number 11, but I decided to get number 10.
I honestly liked it just as much as I loved the first Wonder Woman. So, because honestly, like, I didn't think the CGI was that bad. I really didn't think it was that crappy or anything at all. The only thing that really bugs me is the way how they made Cheetah, because like we talked about it previously, how she was kind of looked like Cat's Cheetah.
Yes. Yeah, she does.
But like that was the only thing. I thought everything else surrounding it really wasn't that bad. Like I enjoyed it more than like a lot of the special effects in like another film that I saw recently. Well, we both saw recently called Greenland, Like,
Oh,
I thought the
yeah.
effects were better in Wonder Woman than they were in Greenland, honestly. So, but yeah. But good choice, though. See, I don't think you're a simp, because I really liked it. And people
Yeah.
a lady simp if they want, but I didn't think it was that bad. I really enjoyed it.
It just had a pacing issue. That was the thing I thought. Just the
Yeah,
pacing.
Yeah.
some scenes that could have been picked up a little bit for me. That was another thing, but I just let it go because I just had the time of my life watching that film. Like, I enjoyed a lot of the action, the way that Patty Jenkins like told the story in like really comical ways, especially with Pedro Pascal as like this larger than life person. I thought that was great.
I thought he was gonna be a better villain or something. I don't know. He was just very underwhelming. This movie is not bad because Birds of Prey is 100 times like worse. Sorry, AJ.
Or Suicide Squad.
What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad? Nothing will top that.
Yeah, but what's your number 9?
My number 9. I got 2 movies in number 9 and 8 that you guys probably won't even guess. I got A Way Back with Ben Affleck.
Let's go, line up. You're Marcus, right?
That's right.
How many threes did Marcus make last year?
A percentage of 26.
You want to know why they're leaving you open? It's because they don't think you could hit the ocean from the beach.
Yo, he just spit facts at your ass, bro.
Oh, that's great film.
I thought I had no expectations going into it. I'm like, I know when Jason was on the podcast, he said Ben Affleck was spotted drunk leaving a party. I was like, oh, he must be either hitting the bend or he's just getting ready for a role. And then Way Back came out. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And it's just like it's a good film. It's a very interesting just performance of him. I feel like this is Ben Affleck's comeback role. Like has a lot of emotions, it hits you all at once, and I just loved it about the film. And it's kind of a basketball movie, so I like that.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I think basketball used as a backdrop. It's the story really focuses on him and his alcoholism and what Ben really went through in real life too. Kind of has an impact when you're watching it. I think as well. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it freaking that like Ben Affleck was an alcoholic, right?
Yeah, he has a lot of alcoholic and substance issues. So that's what I believe. So, and he had spent some time in rehab, you know.
Yeah, actually, Jennifer Gardner took him to rehab.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, they have I think they're 3 kids together. So he's kind of like still kind of active in his life still, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Looking out for, good old Ben there. And I love him as Batman too, so
I have a soft spot for him now too. After I watched the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition on July 4th, I'm like, you know what? I think your Batman movie would have been entertaining. I don't know if good, but entertaining.
I get you.
And
so what's your number 8?
My number 8 is another surprise film. You're never gonna see 2 religious movies in my top 10 list probably ever again. I got I Still Believe. Anyone remember that movie?
Whatever this is, and wherever it takes us, every moment I'm with you.
Based on the inspiring true story.
When are we gonna have this?
Mom.
My mom wore it her whole life till my wedding day, and I've never taken it off since.
A message of hope.
Son, my life is not full in spite of the disappointments. It's full because of them.
Brings us together.
You're a miracle. That's what you are.
Oh.
Yes.
That's my number. Yes. People were shocked. Even some of my family. My dad, he's a deacon at his church, and he was surprised. He's like, "You put I Still Believe at number 8?" I said, "Dad, I told him I watched it. I was like, Dad, I cried during this movie. This is the first time a movie like this has made me cry. I know I'm not particularly fond of Christian rock music. I didn't know who Jeremy Camp was before I watched the movie. After this, I'm like, this is emotional. It was so it was so beautiful because I'm watching a trailer. I think we went to see Invisible Man. We saw the trailer and I was like, that looks stupid. Then I managed to get it for free on Fandango and I watched it. I was like, but yeah, you guys.
And it's got one of the big stars in it from Riverdale, KJ Apa in it.
So he's in something that people will actually watch. Yeah.
Yeah. So And it did make money at the box office from what I remember because it was coming out right when COVID was about to hit, and they didn't close theaters yet around the country. It was just opening up, and people weren't like doing like some people were doing at the time, not going out and staying away, but it made money, but I don't think enough to get its money back. I forgot how much the budget for that film was. I didn't look into it, but
it's just beautiful. Watch this film and be moved.
I think that I have it on my watch list, I believe, and I think it's available on Hulu. So I might have to check this out before I.
It made 16.4 million, and its budget was 12 million.
Oh, so it did make its money back. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah, watch. I Still Believe. It's pretty key.
All
So
right.
Rob, what's your 7 through 5?
7th is probably gonna kind of take you guys by surprise. I picked The Hunt.
Warning. On March 13th.
What is happening? What is all of this?
Hunting season begins.
Why'd they kidnap a bunch of normal folk like us?
At the manor.
Put him in the back with the rest. There's no escape.
You have no idea what you're up against. Rated R.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I forgot.
I I had zero interest in it, honestly. I just didn't care. Like, I was like, well, okay.
This is another Blumhouse movie. I mean, you got. I didn't know about this actress, Betty Gilpin. I guess she's in Glow. Yeah. And what attracted me to this movie was Hilary Swank. I always liked Hilary Swank, whatever she's in. So. And you know, and I like the action in it. It's just totally off the wall action, and you know, little politics in there, you know. But I enjoyed it. Yeah. So I think it was in theaters in around March, I believe.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2019, but then they got pushed back due to all like the recent like mass shootings and everything, and then they used that to their advantage. They're like, this film is gonna be controversial. Yeah, screw politics.
But
this also came out the same time as I Still Believe too.
Yes.
Wow, what a you know, it was strange when they pushed us back. How come they didn't push Stallone's Rambo Last Blood back if you're gonna do that?
I don't know. I think Sylvester Stallone's dead set on making that a movie.
Yeah, but anyway, I like Betty Gilpin. A very strong performance from her, and you know, you see a female kicking ass, like you know, it's just rare to see in this, you know, kind of like a male oriented genre. So it's kind of refreshing to see, and you know, there's a
who else is in the movie? Because there was a couple other people.
Emma Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Emma Roberts. Yeah.
And then there was another
Ike Holmes or something like that.
Yeah.
The comedian, yeah, and he kind of plays it straight too. So it was, you know, it didn't last too long. But it had some good kills in there, and
it was just a joke movie, so they took it as a joke.
Yeah, it's a kind of like satirical what's going on now and
social commentary type film.
Yeah. I found that, and I like the action and everything about it, and the female lead, Betty Gilpin, and of course Hilary Swank, and you know they have a climactic fight at the end. And, you know, it's kind of like the Purge, sort of. You know, if you like that kind of film, but has a strong female lead character, which you don't see too much these days, but we're starting to now.
What's number 6?
Extraction. Chris Helmsworth.
Watch out! Get down!
You want to survive? You do exactly as I say. Understand?
Shh. Clock's running, Turner.
Move fast. Stay low. Kid, you trust me?
No.
Good.
We can't get you out.
I'll get you home, mate. Extraction. Rated R.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why is that one your number 6?
I was, it's kind of hit and miss with some of these Netflix films, right? And
Yes.
and
Very much.
and I heard about it, and it was directed by the stunt coordinator of a lot of action films like The Avengers. I think his name is, I forgot his something Hargrove, I think. And he was a coordinator for a lot of I think for Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, a lot of Marvel stuff. He did the stunt work for, and wasn't expecting much. And it's set in a different kind of setting in India too.
Oh.
And this is just in the face action, and you just sit back and relax and watch Chris, the other Chris, kick ass in it, and hopefully there. I heard there might be a sequel to it. I hope there is.
Yeah,
there is
like,
coming out.
Yeah,
I love the character.
He signed on. He said he signed on to do a few more movies, like at least like 5.
There is a sequel in development. I thought it was pretty good. Is like, the action is what makes the film though, because otherwise it's just like kind of like generic
action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and I thought it was well made. How it kind of reminded me how 1917 was filmed, that one shot technique at one scene, some of the scenes there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a one shot
the chase scene
thing that was really cool.
And I thought that was you don't see a well made action movie once you don't see that too often. I thought it was for first time director, it was well made, I thought. So that's why I put it up there for number 6 there. So
just a fun fact. I wanted to look it up because I remember writing something about it, that it was like one of the biggest watched movies on Netflix, like in July or something like that. It was like one of the most watched movies. And then I looked it up, and it said it's that in November, Variety reported that the film was the 4th most watched straight to streaming title of 2020 up to that point. So people were checking it out. So knowing the Russo brothers and now their deal with Netflix, it's no.
They keep making these movies.
Yeah, they're going to be doing that because now they have that Chris Evans and that Ryan Gosling film that they're going to do. I'm ready for that. Oh, yeah. And then I got the Arna de Armas on it. It's going to be good. I'm just in it. Knowing the Russo brothers in the cast, I'm in it. Just ready for it.
It's kind of like a spy film, kind of like the Bourne Identity kind of type of film, I believe, right? That's what's it about? Kind of like
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I don't care what it is. I'm just going to see it.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Yeah. All right. So what's your number 5?
Number 5, Five Bloods.
We've been dying for this country from the very get, hoping one day they give us our rightful place. All they give us was a foot up our black asses. But fuck that. I say the USA owe us. We built this bitch.
So what you saying, Blood?
I'm saying we repossess this gold. Like they about to come repossess your Castro convertible now.
Nice.
Oh yeah, honorable mention on mine. But why did you pick that one? What made you really like that one?
It was just a throwback to their old, kind of like the old 70s movies we used to get, and you got you got Delroy Lindo, we haven't seen in a while, and of course the great Chadwick Boseman, and you got you got the good old Spike Lee putting it all together. I loved it. It had everything in it.
I love the aesthetic feels in it, especially when they do the flashback scenes.
Right. And
those are my favorite.
And what I liked about how Spike did it, he didn't de-age them. You notice
good.
that?
Yeah, it looked really good.
And it's just the whole aesthetic of the movie, the whole feel of the movie, and you got Chadwick Boseman in the supporting role. Yeah, you can't beat it. It's just well acted, well directed, just
fun.
Yeah, just a fun, well made movie.
I think Clark Peters might get either Jerry Lindau. I'm saying his name really wrong. I'm so sorry, but or Clark Peters is definitely going to get some Oscar or like award season recognition buzz for like between those two performances, especially for those. I just think the film was a little too long, but other than that, I enjoyed everything else around it.
Yeah, I just like the overall look, how it was filmed, and the backdrop of the jungles and all that, how it, the scenery, the cinematography and everything. It was just excellent,
I really liked how the story was told, like especially like today, given today's political climate and stuff, which Spike Lee, was no stranger to. Like, he incorporates Black Lives Matter. He could include, stuff about MAGA. It was like all sorts of things, combining in that stuff, that, like I said, Spike is no stranger to. And, he made a really good social commentary kind of thing, especially for telling the story of this military group.
Right. He's on a roll ever since Black Klansman, so.
I think that's my favorite film of his. I don't think, because it's hard for me over the years to really like Spike Lee. I haven't been that much of a fan of his, but I won't go into that because there's just some views I have about him. But I will say
he's too political.
Yes, I will say that. And I won't go on too much. That's for another day, for another discussion. But I think this one is one of his better films.
Yeah, I agree.
He's made a lot of bad films.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could put that on the calendar with the Adam Sandler commentary on his career too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
But otherwise, those were some good picks. Some Netflix actually, which were pretty good. So, but on my end, I only have one Netflix pick on my list. But we're gonna get into that in a moment because I'm gonna talk about my number 7 first, and that is a little film called Gajillionaire, directed by Miranda July.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Most people want to be cajillionaires. That's the dream. After this person. And clear.
Now. Starring Evan Rachel Wood and Richard Jenkins and Gina Rodriguez. And is this film like a little weird? Yes. People are gonna go into like watching this film. We're really like, what the heck am I watching? Mm-hmm. I felt the same way, but the film is very quirky and just a fun like thing, especially from the performances, especially from Evan Rachel Wood. I really like her character in the film because her character is very kind of lonely, and it shows like family dynamics as it looks over like class and ranking. Because I don't know if you guys know about it. I mean, I could tell you what the film is about, but it's basically like 2 con artists have like I can't even talk. Excuse me. 2 have spent 26 years training their only daughter to swindle and scam and steal every turn. During a desperate and hasty, conceited heist, they charm a stranger into joining them, and only to have their entire world turned upside down. And it's got all sorts of stuff surrounding, like money, taking advantage of stuff for free. Especially like there's a scene in the film where when somebody steals like saltine crackers from somewhere.
Yeah.
Soups, like there's like stuff like on that. You can see it on the poster and everything. And they live in like this really bad like office building thing, and like there's like all this soap seeps into the office building, and they only pay like this really incredible low amount of rent, and it's like set in California. So meanwhile they get involved with this girl who like is like she was able to afford nice things, and she works with them trying to con a lot of people, and there's some really funny moments, and it's a little bit outlandish at times, and I don't really know how to describe the film because it's dorky, but it's a really great watch.
Kind of sounds like Parasite a little bit.
It does. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, but I guess with ranking and everything, but I wouldn't compare it like Parasite, because I mean it talks about like money and some stuff, conning people, yeah.
Right.
So I guess you could say like almost similar likes of that. But there's some really sad moments in it, especially that Evan Rachel Wood experiences with her parents, because her parents are mean. Oh my god, like I almost broke down crying in one scene, because like I can't even explain it because I'm gonna have to spoil it, and I don't want to because I'm thinking about it. It just it feels so sad. But anyways, that's my number 7.
All right.
Number 6 is this is the only Netflix film I have on my list that is in my top 10, and that is The Old Guard. No.
Oh.
That is the only film I did not see this year, was The Old Guard. But no, seriously, it was a film I got to review on the podcast that Mac missed because he fell asleep, but that's okay. Catch up on it, and that is, again, number 6, Devil All the Time.
Oh, yes, good choice.
Some people would say it's just dumb luck.
You take pictures?
I do. I see a smile pretty enough to photograph, that is.
Others would tell you it was God's plan.
Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness.
Excellent film directed by Antonio Campos. And like I said in my review when I talked about it on the podcast, and here I'm saying again, one of my favorite films of the year. And here it is. It's one of my favorite films of the year, starring Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, Riley Keough, Jason Clarke, Sebastian Stan, Haley Bennett, Bea Wachowski, Robert Pattinson. Oh my goodness, I can go off on this cast because it was crazy good. Do you know what was great about this? Because did you see it, Rob?
I did.
I loved all the cast in it, and I love the fact that this got to shine a light on Tom Holland in a new way.
Right,
because
exactly.
This is I roll for people to acknowledge and say, okay, he can take on serious, adult, maturing roles, and he does a really good job in this film. And I really like the direction that it took. It's very this southern feel as it looks at religion. It looks at a little bit of stuff of mental health, especially when people come back from war. And
it tackled everything. Yeah,
it tackles all sorts of issues and commentary, speaking during setting around the time period in that film. One of my favorite things that Antonio Campos really stepped up his game from directing previous films like Christine and Simon Killer. This is probably his best work from that film to date. Because I said Christine was okay, but from reviewing that film, you only need to see Christine because of Rebecca Ferguson. But other than that, the whole film is so good. There's some really incredible scenes, like the spider scene that really gave me chills.
I remember that.
Where Robert Pattinson was, tearing down his grandmother's meal. There's some really, really good scenes.
God, he was a real prick in that movie. I hate him in
that
movie.
Yeah, and he did some really good monologue stuff, and I love the southern twang that he has, and especially Pattinson's voice. This movie didn't I feel like it gave some people but I loved every single minute of it. It's violent in some cases, and just a really, really good film. I really liked it a lot, especially from everything down to cinematography and everything down it. I just thought it spoke to me in some sense of the way looking at religion and
every actor had their moment in that movie.
Yes.
I love Jason Clarke in it too. Awesome.
Yeah, Jason Clarke is really good in it too.
Underrated actor.
God, I'm watching it. God, can he really get more evil than these people? I mean, God.
Yeah, and in some sense, each of these characters in the film are essentially very villainous people. There's no sense of good person in this. Everyone is flawed in this film. Everybody has their, wits about them, and they're all dirty and greedy, and I shouldn't say greedy, but messed up.
Yeah, and the guy, the narrator, I believe, was the author of the novel doing that in the movie, right?
Yes, and I loved the fact that he was the narrator. I thought it was something unique and different, and because we don't normally see that in a lot of films.
No, you don't.
And I really liked that a lot in this film. So, number 6? Yeah, Devil all the time.
Didn't watch it. I mean, I fell asleep.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
I
Still
was
got time
freaking.
to check
Yeah, no. But my number 7 through 5.
I didn't mention my number 5. I didn't mention my number 5.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah. Whoops, my bad. Yeah. What's your number 5?
Okay. Well, anyways, my number 5 is the one and only Regina. Sorry, I'm distracted. Hold on, I'm pulling up my list. I lost my list. Let me pull up my list.
You're supposed to be the ready, prepared one of this duo ship. You're not prepared. Come
I
on.
know. I lost myself here.
I'm professional.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Coming in at my number 5 is the one and only Regina King, One Night in Miami.
You brothers, you could move mountains without lifting a finger.
Minister Malcolm X.
Good news, the chariot is coming.
Who's the greatest? That's right.
Jim Brown takes the ball.
Your record is going to stand the test of time.
All together, yeah.
I forgot about that. Look at that.
This was released it played at a couple of film festivals earlier this year. I got a chance to see it, and it comes out on Amazon Prime in about 2 weeks or so.
Oh, okay.
And an excellent film. And it's about the aftermath of Cassius Clay, Cassius Clay's defeat on Sonny Liston in 1964 as the boxer meets with Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown to change the course of history.
Yeah.
And segregate itself. So basically, it's the night when Cassius Clay was questioning himself and become Muhammad Ali.
Ali, right.
And is this film good, especially coming from its lead actors, which is Kingsley Ben-Air and Adedius Hodge and Leslie Odom Jr. and Eli Gold. Like those, so good. I enjoyed a lot about this film. What keeps this film really going is how engaging it is, especially like the deep conversations that they have, especially discussing what was going on at the time period in 1964 in this one room, because they all just give it their all, explaining all their issues, what's going on in the culture, what's their views going on. We have Jim Brown, who is like this phenomenal football player, and he's often segregated and treated poorly by the NFL. Sam Cooke is a rising musician trying to please everybody, and then we got Malcolm X, who's this inspirational power leader, and as he tries to connect with Cassius Clay and everybody else around him, it's all stellar. I love how it's set. It's told in one night. It's engaging in every sense of the way. I think Regina King, this is like her recognition to say, okay, she's a director to watch out for in the future, because she did a really, really great job. And Kemp Powers was the screenwriter for the film, and he wrote like a couple episodes of like Star Trek Discovery, I believe. I think that's what I don't remember, but from what I remember, he did write, though. He was one of the co-writers or screenwriters of Soul with Peter Docter and Mike Jones. So, so I really enjoyed One Night in Miami. And then there's this, how the film concludes, it's really, really great. And Leslie Odom Jr. sings this really great song at the end of the film. And my mouth was like jaw to the floor, how good it was, especially like how good his performance was. Like, I think all of them are going to get really scoring some recognition here. Like I said, during award season. So, really great film. Outstanding from everybody.
We can catch this on Amazon Prime in a little bit, right?
Yes.
Like you said. Good.
January 15th, I believe. So.
Can't wait. All right.
So that was my number 5. Now it's your turn, Nick.
Okay. So my number 7 will be Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, or I like to call him The Gentleman.
I would like you to consider an offer. I am not for sale. This is a big number. And this? Oh, this is a big gun.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king.
I'm gonna take it all.
So you killed someone?
No, it was the gravity that killed him.
Make way for the
I forgot to wash my hands.
Make way for the
Gentleman, rated R, January 24th.
Oh, I love that movie. That was also going to be in my top 10.
Yeah.
I want to give a little shout out and an FU and screw you to IGN, who said that this was one of their lowest rated movies of the year or last year. So screw you, IGN. Yeah, it was part of, I got a message from one of my friends. He was like, "Hey, The Gentleman, you put it on your list. IGN said this." I'm like, "Well, IGN's a bunch of stooges." But I digress. Gentleman is a fun movie. I called it Kingsman, but replaced it with Spies with weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I was like, I had no expectations, but I was like, you know what? I like McConaughey, so I'm gonna go see it. And I was very surprised. It's an entertaining, fun movie.
Yeah, and it's got like Henry Golding in it and Charlie Hunnam.
Can we get Charlie Hunnam some respect, please?
Charlie Hunnam, Hugh Grant, and
Hugh Grant, yeah.
So, and Michelle Dockery.
It's just
who was also really good in it too.
It's just
Matthew McConaughey kicks butt in it too.
Yes, he does. He's awesome. It's just this movie is just really fun. It's like it was my Knives Out of the year where I had no expectations and I was completely shocked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
What else did you like about it? Did you like the fact that Guy Ritchie directed it and this was something like not like?
I thought I'm like, okay, maybe he'll redeem himself from Lion King. Maybe not.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, no, not like Aladdin.
John Favreau directed that. I was like, wait.
I meant to say Aladdin. Yeah, maybe he'll redeem himself from Aladdin. And I was like, you kind of did, but I'm not sure about you yet. There still needs time to heal.
But Penguins, Charlie on YouTube, Charlie White.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Critical?
Yeah. He gave it that was his number 1 movie at their number 2 film of the year or something like that.
It was number 2 because his number 1 was 1917. And I had no idea it came out this year.
Yeah, I didn't include anything that was released. I considered anything that was released last year, like 1917 that was released,
Yeah, but Gentleman's good. Give it a watch. Don't listen to IGN. Listen to me. I'm the one that matters. And Christian, because he saw it. We all saw it. You saw it too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Listen to all 3 of us. We're better than IGN combined. They gave SpongeBob Rehydrated a 5 out of 10. But my number 6, this one hurts my heart because when I saw the trailer, I said, this has to be this is going to probably be my top 5. I got Tenet.
There's a Cold War. Technology that can reverse the flow of time. Time travel. No. Inversion.
We have been attacked by the future.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Maybe I lost my edge.
The edge is still intact.
Okay.
It didn't even crack. I'm so sad because I'm like, I saw a trailer and I'm like, man, this looks good. Maybe this will be another great Nolan film. Then he was fighting with Warner Brothers to release it in theaters. They came out in theaters. It didn't make any money. The reviews were mixed and a little bit lower. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is his lowest rated film or reviewed film. And I don't know. I like it because the concept of time inversion seems interesting, and I thought they had some really good action pieces with that. The acting was great. I love John David Washington. He has a future in Hollywood because it's this is his first multi-million-dollar blockbuster movie, and he did great. Robert Pattinson was awesome. My crush Elizabeth Gizecki is in here. Freaking love her. That's Bay right there. And then I didn't even know it was Kenneth Branagh was the villain. I was like, oh, that's Kenneth Branagh. Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't know that until after the deal. I'm like, oh, I guess Artemis Fowl money's stopped coming in.
Yeah.
But like, just the whole like, I don't know. If I think it would have helped, the movie would have been a little bit more better, well received. If like Nolan should have just delayed this to this year, maybe, or even 2022.
It's a beautifully shot film.
Oh yeah.
It was really complex. I
It was
didn't get it. Yeah. The first you gotta
watch it a few times.
Yeah, you need multiple viewings. I have it on 4K, so
it's like I got what he was trying to do to make it make the audience think. So listen, I don't think other people like casual moviegoers, they will walk out the film like what? And like because like some people like us, you could probably like understand a little bit what was going on, but we have rewatches because we just a little confused.
I haven't seen this Tenet since theaters.
Same here.
That score was amazing.
Oh, I loved it, especially the opening.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
That score. I almost said Hans Zimmer. They didn't work together, but I thought it was just okay. I wasn't crazy. I did not like that sound design.
My theater was screwed up with the sound design is kind of screwed up.
Yeah, it just felt like machines being rattled in my ears, in my opinion. But the performances were really good, especially like you said from John David Washington. Like I'm excited to see what he's gonna do in that new Zendaya movie that's gonna come out in February on Netflix. There was this indie film that was directed during like quarantine. And it's him and Zendaya.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what that's going to be. I'm very curious. So, yeah. Good pick, though.
And my number 5 pick is actually a documentary. It's on HBO Max. It's my first. I had special ties to this because it got me into reviewing little mini reviews on YouTube and got my channel a little bit back up to the ground. And that would be Class Action Park.
There's nothing in the world like Action Park. Baby, let me take you where the action is hot. Action Park.
Yeah, Class Action Park.
Rob, have you seen Class Action Park?
No, I haven't seen it. No, it's a documentary, right?
Yeah, it's about Action Park that was in New Jersey in the 80s, and it was like one of the most notoriously unsafe parks in the whole United States.
I've seen that on HBO Max. I haven't clicked onto it. I heard it's pretty good.
It is. It's so like I'm like interested. I've always been like interested with like Action Park because remember the Johnny Knoxville movie came out called Action Point, and it was like based on it. I was like, this is bad. And I was like, the concept of it. And then there's a channel I like. It's called The Funkland on YouTube. They always do like different or companies or like places that are like abandoned now, and they did one on Action Park, and I thought I was like, oh, this is actually interesting. You just go in, you just see it's like this place was literally. You could have died if you got on there on a regular Sunday. This was Kristen. You grew up in New Jersey, right?
I am a Jersey girl right now.
Did you have any family that went to Action Park? They ever tell you stories or something?
I was just gonna say this was like around when my parents were around, but they did not attend it. You know, my parents are, they're luckily enough, they're very smart parents and not to attend that,
Yeah, that would
so they were very smart. And, but yeah, I didn't know about this until the Johnny Knoxville movie. And then didn't even see it. And I was just like, yeah, this is a thing. Of course, this was in Jersey. Because why else? It's like, Jersey to me is just like, but what the heck state? It's like Florida.
Oh.
Like in a good way, in a bad ways, but it's like I don't mean to put Jersey down in a way because we have some great people coming from here like Sinatra and all that stuff, but
Bruce Springsteen, right?
Yes.
At least you're not Cleveland.
Bruce, the boss, and Bon Jovi. We got all our fancy people.
That's right.
Here. Ashley Tisdale, Jonas Brothers, all that good people, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, Jersey.
I'm surprised something like that could stay
crazy.
Open.
It stayed open from like 1979, I think, all the way to late 80s.
Holy cow, that is.
Because they were sued, but that's what I like about this documentary. It kind of goes over the owner and how a little bit of a psychopath and a narcissist he was, but it questions you, be like, was he crazy or was he like playing 4-dimensional chess?
Right. Did it make money? This place?
Yes, it was very lucrative.
Really?
It's just they lost money because like 3 people died from the park
Shoot.
that we know of officially.
Oh, wow.
There could be more because one part of the documentary they say that like they
Right.
covered up because they interview former employees, former customers too, and like employees are like, there's times that like people got injured and we didn't even mark it down, so like we didn't get shut down by the state or sued.
Oh yeah, you know HBO has these awesome documentaries.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch the McDonald's one about the monopoly.
Yeah, that was Mark Wahlberg's series.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah, he was like one of the co-producers, I think.
Maybe he got robbed off the monopoly and wanted to make a series about it.
Someone in the Wahlburgers family was like, someone's stealing from my mom didn't get it, or Donnie didn't win it, or one of the other brothers didn't win it. So let's
come
make
on, we gotta go sue McDonald's. I'm a Massachusetts. Thank you. It's okay, and I'm a Massachusetts nerd. So Massachusetts, whatever. Rob, what's your number 4 through 2? Before I ramble on.
All right. Okay, number 4. We got. You mentioned it, Mac. The Way Back, Ben Affleck.
Oh, nice.
Very
enjoyed it. So I had to put it on top. I really enjoyed it, and yep, I saw it in the theater right before the shutdown and all, and really surprised how good it was, and I hope he gets nominated or something. It just
we'll get some recognition.
It was just a powerful, honest performance from him, and well, we want to see more of that, and that's on the right track, I think so.
Definitely.
Totally. All right, what's your number 3?
Number 3, The Gentleman.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, I like to put it high up there. Yeah.
The Gentleman, IGN. Keep going. I'm just gonna look something up real quick.
Number 2, probably gonna surprise you guys probably. Bad Boys for Life.
Even the Batmobile don't hold the road like this. Get in! There's a pink ball!
Bad Boys for Life. Buy, watch, and keep on digital today.
That's a little that's higher. You're listed it is online. Holy crap.
The number 1 movie of the year for the box office for 2020.
Best Picture.
Yeah, Best Picture nominee.
Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life.
And
someone played the Black Eyed Peas song.
Oh yeah. And who can? I mean, it was a long time coming, and these. I mean, who can not love Will and Martin back again?
Honestly.
I'm the only one who has not seen that movie
Oh,
yet.
you love it.
I've only seen the first Bad Boys film, but not the sequel.
When you come back to a sequel and it has been done in a while, you're kind of like, you're in the theater going, oh gosh, I don't know, is it going to be any good? Or very surprised. It was like directed by a duo. I never heard of these guys before. They did a really excellent job, and it had the Michael Bay flavor in there too. And
even though he didn't direct it, he produced.
Even though he didn't direct it.
Nice.
There's a little cameo. I don't know if you caught that, Mac.
He was a cameraman, right?
He was the MC of the wedding.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's this guy?
But it action. Of course, they're both. It's just the chemistry with these two, with Will and Martin, that we enjoyed the other films, and they didn't. That hasn't been lost. And they kind of set up. I don't want to put up a spoiler, but let's say that they're setting up for a 4.
Oh yeah.
But if they're gonna do that, they gotta hurry up and make it.
Oh, definitely.
Don't wait 20 years.
No, don't wait 17 plus years for. Yeah. Holy crap.
Because
they're gonna be in their walkers and doing Bad Boys.
I think it came out in 17 years, 03, wasn't it?
Yep, Bad Boys 2. That was the last one that came out. I was like, when's Bad Boys 3 coming out? He's like, it's coming soon.
So it's like the Lethal Weapon 5 rumors again.
Actually, I heard Richard Donner say he's going to do it.
I hear that too.
Oh Lord.
So we're going to hurry up with that one too.
Alrighties.
By the way, I looked up the IGN article. They gave The Gentleman a 4 out of 10. They said bad. All told, there's no high to be found from this new Guy Ritchie joint, The Gentleman.
What?
They said it was IGN's stupid. They really are just really stupid.
I thought they just rate video games.
No, they do movies. They do movies and TV shows too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They said the only expectation for Matthew McConaughey playing the Kingpin is how boring that central conceit could be.
Do they get the right movie?
They got this is The Gentleman. This is
wow.
The verdict. The verdict, it says, here's the verdict. It says, early on as Fletcher unfurls his knowledge of Mickey's business to Raymond, he teases, as they say in Hollywood, I'm laying pipe. Raymond hits back with, well, you better put something through it. The unintentional self-dunk may be the keenest observation this gentleman has to offer. As the movie doesn't end up going anywhere and serves as a little more than an excuse to get the movie stars into dapper suits and flat caps. Supporting cast does what they can, but McConaughey anemically realized Kingpin is the standard bearer for the gentleman's frustrating lack of drama, thematic weight, or solid action.
Man, this some more bullshit.
4 out of 10.
Wow. That's a big one. That's a capital W. Wow.
Yeah, IGN.
You're right.
Suck. They suck.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, they do movies. And
I don't really trust them as much for movies.
Ooh. Or video games.
Mm-hmm.
I just know them for video games. I didn't know they did movies till now. So you read the review.
And by the way, their video review of it is 2.7K dislikes out of 859 likes. Top comment, there is no high for this Guy Ritchie film. This is why everyone hates you, IGN. Literally everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Excellent 4K transfer on that one, and especially for Bad Boys for Life too.
Wait, okay. Before Christian, you do your 4-2.
Oh, right.
Dinah Stone commented, "How much of Mickey's stock had they been smoking when making this review?"
Oh no! What did they give Artemis Fowl?
Artemis Fowl. They probably gave it Artemis Fowl. I know. I don't trust them for video game reviews after the debacle with Last of Us Part 2, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
They gave it a 4 out of 10.
Really?
You know, I haven't seen that yet. Artemis Fowl. Is it that
Don't
bad?
Don't watch it.
No.
Rob, it's really bad. It's terrible. Holy crap.
Is it worse than is it worse than the tax collector?
No. Yes.
I didn't watch that yet either.
Oh, don't.
I've seen clips.
Don't watch Tax Collector. You haven't seen it either. Me and Dave make jokes about it all the time.
I've seen clips, and I'm just like, why did Shia LaBeouf get a chest tattoo for this?
I don't know.
For 1 second.
That's another podcast in itself, isn't it?
Top 10 worst films.
I don't know why you even had a 4K release to tell you the truth, I wouldn't touch that thing. You gave it to me. You know what made me? I rented that because the trailer looks pretty tough. LA locations. I'm familiar with the locations and all that. And, oh wow, this David Ayer going back to the. Oh God, when you hit play and oh dear Lord.
Oh no.
Yeah. And you have a better time at a manure plant.
Oh Jesus!
We gotta save this for the top 10 worst movies. Christian, what's your 4-2 before I bust the gut?
Yeah.
Okay. So something we already talked about. I think we all can agree. My number 4 is The Way Back, starring Ben Affleck and directed by Gavin O'Connor. I think Gavin O'Connor is a very underrated director because he's directed The Warrior and Accountant, and those two films are like outstanding films. They really are. And Ben Affleck, as we said, he gives it his all here. It's basically he really took all of his personal struggles and put it in that performance. And basically, like I said in my review, he says how I wrote I'm stumbling upon my words. The film probably makes its strong message on how it's important to find a passion and put all your might into whatever it is, and it does that really well, all the way down from the cinematography and the supporting cast and the direction. I really enjoyed it, so I don't need to go on since we already all talked about it. Yep. So, a film that is coming in at my number 3. This is a film I actually got really happy because the director found my review on Instagram and liked it. So I was really, really happy. Not only that, but this film is very, very emotional. And it's called Wander Darkly, directed by Tara Melly, starring Sienna Miller and Diego Luna.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, I saw that advertised. Yeah.
Cried, and that there's a third act that got to me, and I was just like, whoa. And I just cried. And the director has been like known directing like a lot of Lifetime movies, but she really proves herself to be like an outstanding director here after like a really traumatic event. And the storyline is very different than others. The editing is kind of clever because each scene just flows perfectly because it feels like you're in a dreamlike state watching this film. And some scenes it's like haunting, and they recap some this couple played by Sienna Miller and Diego Luna with their like relationship, and they basically go over what went wrong in some aspects, what was great, and starting from like the very beginning, like they met, to the moment of the accident that happens in the film. And it's just so sad in some parts. I said sparks. It was now I'm stumbling on my words again. And some spark. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. And some spark. Yep, y'all get it. And really, really great film. So again, if you want to read more, check it out. It's all available on my Instagram. And my number 2, I don't think did you guys see this one little film? It was at Sundance earlier this year, and it was probably made history because, it was one of the biggest films to be bought at Sundance in a while, directed by Max Barklows, and it's called Palm Springs.
Run, rabbit, run!
Niles?
Don't come in here!
Starring Andy Samberg.
Yeah. You like that movie a lot.
I haven't seen. It's on Hulu, right?
It is. It's a great comedy, and it basically takes the elements of time travel, drama, comedy, and science fiction, combines it into one film, and it's really enjoyable from its cast of, Andy Samberg, Christina Milioti, who's like excellent in this film. Everybody's gonna, especially from Andy and Christine, they're gonna get some awards recognitions, outstanding cinematography, some great moments as like they recap like some time travel scenes, and they're stuck in this time loop basically, is what I should say. And they have to relive the same day over and over and over again until, they crack this code. And it's really engaging, a lot of fun, excuse me, as I yawn.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Groundhog's Day or
pretty much
Age of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise.
Pretty much. And but this one I just found to be even better than Day After Tomorrow. Even though Groundhog Day will probably like one of the ultimate time travel things, and so was like, Back to the Future and all that stuff. But for a day to be reliving over and over again, Palm Springs is where it's at. And there's some really gorgeous shots filmed in the Palm Springs area. And there's this really funny, like, there's funny recurring jokes that happen. There's a really great dance sequence that happens in the film. J.K. Simmons also has a great role in it. So, and Peter Gallagher is in it, Camila Mendes. So there's some really great, likable stuff in this film. And it's just like a really great summer comedy that came out earlier this year, and it's got some good twists. So
I gotta check it out.
Really good film, great script. It's a very charming movie. I was very impressed with Hulu was able to grab this movie. But it would have been nice to see this movie in theaters, I think. I actually got to see this at a drive-in, and it was worth to see it in a drive-in. So, yeah, that's my number 2.
So, my 4 through 2, number 4, I got Sonic the Hedgehog, which is much higher on my list than Rob's was.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I thought this is definitely one of the better video game movies that we have. I know we're getting the Mario movie next year, but that's going to be animated, so that doesn't count. I'm talking about live action. Live action, Detective Pikachu, I didn't really care about it. World of Warcraft was all right. Assassin's Creed was ass. Angry Birds is probably the best mobile game movie, but even still, Sonic the Hedgehog was just fun. It's a fun movie. Like everything what Rob mentioned before, that's what I liked about it. And I can't wait for the sequel because it might have Knuckles.
Right.
And The Rock. Apparently, The Rock's being approached to be in the movie. Maybe it'll be Knuckles.
Really?
That would be cool.
Oh, I forgot to mention about James Marsden. He was cool. He was excellent in the movie too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, kind of like the straight man of the movie. So good
Pretty
old
much.
Cyclops. Good old Cyclops, right?
Yeah.
Prince Charming from Enchanted.
Oh.
My number three pick
sorry.
is Bad Boys for Life, which will be the best picture winner, and it's the #1 highest grossing movie. And what I like about it is that it has an injection of new blood and like something for the OG fans of the Bad Boys series. Right. And it introduces a lot of new people to Bad Boys because you might have watched Bad Boys 3 for like the 90th time and you're like, where's Bad Boys 3? And it's good action, good comedy. Story was all right, but I like the action a lot. It was just good seeing Martin Lawrence and Will Smith back at it again. Bad Boys for life. Although they can't do Bad Boys 3. Like, Bad Boys, just name 3. You have to say 4 in life. And then my number 2 film is Soul.
Streaming this December on Disney+.
I'm Joe Gardner. I teach middle school band. I finally land the gig of my life, and then... Is this heaven?
No.
Is it H-E double hockey sticks?
Hell.
Hi, Coyote.
Can you help me get back to my body?
Why? Earth sounds dumb.
You're missing out on the joys of life.
Nah.
Come on.
Wait, not me!
Soul. Rated PG. Streaming December 25th.
Pixar Soul. Of course. Get it? It's Inside Out with Soul. Get it?
Yes.
I'm gonna do a solo review for this movie, like Wonder Woman 1984, but it was a fun, like, entertaining movie. Like, it's just I know people will be like, oh, this is just Inside Out. I'm like, no, it has elements because it's the same director. But
I thought it was a little bit deeper than Inside Out.
It is. It touches on more stuff that Inside Out didn't do. It has more free range to go into depths into some stuff. It just came out, so I don't want to talk about it as much. But watch Soul if you have Disney+.
Okay.
And all our number ones. Rob, you start first. What's your number 1 movie of 2020?
All right. The number 1 movie for me is The Devil All the Time.
Oh, wow.
Ah! So that moved up from my list to your list. So that's great. Yeah. What made you put it at number 1?
The deal breaker for me, I think everybody was equally stacked cast, but Tom Holland was a deal breaker for me. His performance it blew me away. It was powerful, emotional, just invested. It's a slow burn of a movie, but Tom he killed it for me, and the director and directions, all that, and that was I picked number 1 for the year for me.
That's a really good choice. I really like it.
Is.
See, Mac? See? It's coming back. It's going to haunt you now. So it's going to tell you to go watch me.
Okay, before I mute you, what's your number 1?
Oh, dang.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. My number 1 was the last film I saw in theaters, and a film that you can also check out on my Instagram right now. And it is Emerald Fidels, or I don't know if I'm saying that, Emerald Fennell. I don't even know if I'm saying her name properly. And that is Promising Young Woman.
Gentlemen are sometimes the worst.
What are you gonna do?
Relax. You really need to calm down.
Oh my gosh, has this movie stuck with me since the credits rolled. I loved this movie. This is the only film I gave an A+ to that wasn't a documentary. I gave one film an A+ so far this year, but this is the only film I actually gave an A+ where I loved it from beginning to end and really took me on this journey of this woman who's getting revenge, seeking vengeance, I should say, on the people who basically take advantage of women there's a story that goes along with it that's not mentioned in the trailer really. I didn't know that. Like I went into knowing little as possible, and I recommend everybody should do that. And it looks at stuff of like the Me Too movement and doesn't like bang you over the head with it. It just, gets the simplicities of like what is wrong and flawed about
not preachy,
of like sexual assault, and it just takes it to like make it a revenge thriller in brand new ways. And
this is Promising Young Woman, right?
Yes, and if you look at movies like Gone Girl, where that's also a revenge thriller, and I haven't taken to a journey like that since Gone Girl, and this film was excellently casted from Carey Mulligan, where I think she will get a lot of award recognition again, and her performance has stuck with me. A lot of the supporting roles, like even like the littlest performance from like Max Greenfield, Adam Brody, Bo Burnham, Molly Shannon. Everybody has like a small role in it, like both Carey Mulligan with Bo Burnham are excellent together, and it's Emerald's like directorial debut with very provocative moments. It's so good. I can't recommend this movie enough. I'm excited to see it again, and down to the cinematography, production design, costume design. There was so much I loved about this movie. I cannot recommend it enough. And people have been kind of mixed with the ending, but I thought the ending was stellar and took me to a twist where I was just like, I did a double take, like, what? And I was not expecting it, and I really enjoyed it. And
oh my gosh.
I got to see it.
The main character was the origami killer the whole time.
Oh, yeah, you spoiled it.
Oh, man. If you don't know Heavy Rain, then please stop listening. But I actually do want to watch that movie. Because I remember the trailer came out, I saw it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a shot. I'm going to be more interested.
Really, really good. There's this, in the film, there's a song where composer Anthony Willis conducts a really beautiful and like kind of like spine-tingling rendition of like Toxic by Britney Spears, and it sounds better than the Britney Spears original song.
Oh wow.
I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop because the film features like, Paris Hilton and Charlie XCX music.
Ew.
So, but it's like very pop punky songs, to like, talk about, okay, like, yeah, it's girly, yeah. And then it's like, yeah, now face this. And it like throws you like, what? Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't feature boom clap.
Thank God.
It features a song called Boys. And I wasn't a fan of that song until like I heard the song and they remixed it. And I was like, wow, this is actually really, really good. So if you haven't seen it, go check out my review on Instagram. And yeah, my number one movie of the year, Promising Young Woman. Masterpiece.
How about you, Rob?
He said his number one.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm like 3 miles behind. I'm sorry. I was still thinking about Toxic. But my number one pick.
Your number one.
Is The Invisible Man. And like Christian, it was good up until the ending, which I was like, that could be problematic. But otherwise, I thought it was good. It was a great movie. Like I said, there's tension, stress through Elizabeth Moss's eyes. So the movie was awesome. The acting was superb. Cinematography was grade A. Lee Winnell definitely needs to get some roses and more recognition for his work because he's done 2 good Blumhouse movies, Upgrade back in 2018 and Invisible Man last year. And I know they're doing an Invisible Woman is with Elizabeth Banks, so I'm not sure about that.
I'm not ready for that.
I'm just gonna stick with the first one for now. And like with the whole Monsterverse, it wiped everyone's mouth clean of the Mummy.
I like the Mummy.
I do too. It's my guilty pleasure movie. But yeah, Invisible Man is a great film because I know people didn't expect anything because the first trailer looked cringy according to people, but I'm like, give it a shot. It couldn't be bad, and I was right. And look who's laughing now.
Who's laughing now?
Pretty much, yeah. Invisible Man, great movie. I was like, I don't know. I don't have any honorable mentions because a lot of the honorable mentions are in the worst movies list.
Oh, so
But
that's
yeah,
it.
that's everyone's list.
Yeah.
Woo! Good job, everybody.
Nice. So
Yeah,
my
good
computer's dying. My computer is low on health and dying right now. So what do you guys want to do now?
Go watch another movie. Probably
Yeah.
better. Some new ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is the year, folks, of 2020. It's over. It's done with. It was a long year. Rough
We're not
ups and
done with
downs
it.
with some films. We're done with it. It's done.
No, we're not.
Goodbye. It's gonna be in the history books. And yeah, Mac and I still have to cover the worst films of the
movie.
year. So be tuned into that. But for now, thank you to Rob. This has been going on, I think, for a little bit over than 2 hours. So thank you, Rob, for spending your time with us.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome.
And giving us your top 10 films of the year. I like seeing everybody's list.
Same.
So,
It's very variety and everything because we didn't really have any traditional movie releases last year.
yeah, go ahead, and then I'll say my thing.
Rob, would you like to join us on our top 10 worst movies? As you go, folks,
right.
mark the calendar down. He'll be back.
Yeah.
So
I will say
before we wrap up, I will say that this was an actually nice list we all had because, given the fact, not just from our list, I've been seeing a lot of people's reviews lists, and everyone's has been so different. There's I haven't seen one person make the same list as somebody else. Because I've seen stuff like people put Ma Rainey and Promising Young Woman and Soul and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's been making Invisible Man everybody's those are the standard, but then you have that twist of what? That was your number what? And so because we have had a rough year, so it was just interesting to see how different everybody's list was. And I think that's what made 2020 a little bit more special this year when it came to film. So, yeah, I think that's it on our ends. So, what do you think, guys?
Tune in for the worst movies because there's going to be even more crazy lists that you're like, what? I like that movie.
I don't think I think it's going to be pretty standard for some people. I mean, because I've seen some stinkers this year. So
absolute dumpster fires.
All right, guys. So should we call this a night and let our listeners enjoy their rest of their day?
Yeah, or night, evening, whenever you're watching this.
Or in your car driving. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening and tuning in. So.
Yep. This has been Mac. That's been Christian, and this has been our boy Rob from Robert Makes a Cut. And we will see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.